Welcome to my messy beach wave tutorial. I decided to do a quick tutorial because I've had about 24 people in the last few weeks reach out to me on various social media platforms asking me about my hair, and it's just so much easier to do one video, send people links, or direct them to YouTube rather than trying to explain it every single time. Okay, I've been doing messy beach waves for years, but I found a gal on Pinterest. She's probably the most pinned blonde hairstyle on Pinterest. Her name is Harmonize Beauty. She has a YouTube channel, so you could always go over there and see her tutorials. And I also follow her on Instagram, again, Harmonize Beauty. While she did not teach me how to curl my hair, what I will give her credit for is the iron size that I'm using, and also how you do your front pieces. And I found that to be incredibly just instrumental and useful. And so it's how I started curling my hair. Okay, so the first thing I do is I don't wash my hair every day. And so what I want to do, you can see a little bit of a cowlick here. I chose to ignore that today, but normally this side is straight. Normally what you're going to do with your bangs is you want to blow dry them in this direction. So you're aiming your blow dryer going this direction, then this direction, and you just keep going back and forth until you have a pretty straight bang or front pieces. Okay, and so that's what I do every single day before I start my hair. Is I just take a little bit of water or a little Bumble and Bumble Prep. It's a product called Prep by Bumble and Bumble, and I'll spray it, and then I'll just keep, going in different directions, and normally that will get rid of this cowlick beautifully, but today I just felt lazy and we're gonna do it anyway. Brush through your hair, make sure there are no tangles. I know that goes without saying. Okay, so I'm kind of shocked by how many people just take a section of hair and start curling it. You really have to section your hair off. And so what I will tend to do is I'll leave the bangs out, or the front framing pieces out. But you're gonna divide your hair up into 6 sections. 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 in the back, okay? But I don't pin them up all at once. I just pin them up as I go. So we will start with this side. Now, while my hair is wet, just to get a little more volume, I have very fine hair. I love the Kevin Murphy Body.Mass. This stuff smells amazing. It's kind of hard to find. It's kind of pricey, but this really plumps the hair shaft before you blow dry it. One I've been using lately, I don't like as much, but it's quite nice, is the Pure Abundance by Aveda. Again, spray that in wet hair and it just kind of plumps up that hair shaft. I'll even go right through my crown to give it a little bit of a lift, and then I'll show you later how I get some nice volume. Okay, so what we're gonna do, this is where Harmonize really changed my beach wave game. I have always used a 1-inch curling iron for beach waves, but after they cool and you go about your day, they start to loosen up and get kind of big, which is very pretty. But if you want to keep it a little bit tighter and messier, you have to have the 3/4 inch. This is the 3/4 inch by Hot Tools. It's about $40. You can probably get it on sale at Ulta or Amazon. You can even buy a version like this at Sally's, probably for also about $40, but it is the 3/4 inch. You can try it with a 1-inch. You're not going to get the same look. Trust me, I've done the 1-inch for years and years. Sometimes I even do 1 1/4 when I want it really loose, just to look like a blow dry. And I will take a little section. Sometimes I'll do a really nice heating spray, a protectant heating spray, but I don't have it with me right now, so I am going to forgo that. And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around just once. So see how the tail piece is coming out? And I'm going to hold it there for a few seconds. I always do the highest setting too, because my hair is fine and it just holds better. And then I'm going to start to curl it one more time. So you can see it's curled again. And then I'm going to loosen it. See how my thumb's kind of pumping it? And I'm gonna loosen it. I'm going to uncurl it. So now it's just got the tail piece in, and I'm gonna kind of drag it down. And that's how you kind of get that flatter piece. It's not curling to the very end. It's kind of flat. Real important for the beach wave. The beach wave is, you got a lot of volume going through the middle, and then the end pieces are kind of straight. That's what gives it that really great beach wave curl. Now, this next piece, you're gonna go the opposite direction. So the front pieces, I always love to curl away from the face. And now you can see I'm going to curl forward. Not exactly easy looking into your phone, but we'll do our, here, I'll keep a little mirror here just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. I don't have a bathroom deep enough to do this in a bathroom mirror, so that's why I'm doing it in my office. So I'm holding it here for a few seconds, and again, I'm gonna kind of curl it in maybe for like a second layer. So I'll kind of do 2 layers going around there. And then you're gonna bring it out a little bit, unwind it. So now it's, I unwound it, and now I'm going to pump it. See my little thumb pumping it, and kind of pull it down. So I've got, again, kind of a long, so it's more curled up there and kind of longer. Got it? A little bit of a tail. Okay. Now we're gonna curl away from the face. And this is what gives it that really authentic beach wave, is that your curls are all going in different directions, not all one direction. I'm gonna hold it. I'll speed this up in the middle because you'll understand, you'll get the gist of it. I'll probably go a little bit real time on this side, but once I get to the back of my head, nobody needs to see that. Wrap it usually about a second time just because of my hair length. I will say I have a modern shag cut. I have a lot of layers hiding throughout my hair. So if you kind of have all one length, or you just have some face framing layers, this is going to have a slightly different turnout. Okay, watch, I'm unwinding it, right? Let's see, yeah. And I'm pumping it. Kind of pulling it out, see? You're gonna have a different outcome than me just because I do have a lot of layers, so that's what gives it this great volume. But you can still wait, okay, no, I need to go towards my face. See, I'm not paying attention. You wanna do every other one. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. But usually you go back and then curl forward and then curl back and then curl forward. But it should still give you a really cute look, even if you have mostly one length hair, or you just have layers around the front and maybe the ends. Okay, now I'm gonna pull this out. And let's see what's going on here. Just wanting to, it's okay if it's a little messy because we're going for a messy look. Okay, and then if you get a wonky piece at the end, no problem. You can just smooth it back out again. See? Now it's nice and smooth. Okay, so that is the underneath layer, and now I'm going to take the top layer. And the top layer you're gonna do a little bit differently. So hear me out. This is why I didn't want to speed this part up. These are the part of your curls that are really gonna show. And again, I'm leaving these pieces out because I'll show you how I curl those front pieces later. Okay, so I'm gonna take a nice size section, not too big, not too thick. Okay, now this is another thing I learned from Harmony. This is really interesting. You're going to clamp it, but you're gonna kind of pull it forward about 1 inch and hold it. So it's not back here, it's kind of forward, and that's gonna kind of give it some nice lift and volume. So that's another trick I learned from her that I really appreciate. I didn't know it. Harmony used to be a hair stylist. She worked in a salon. She no longer does. She runs an online business, but she's great with hair tips. Okay, and I've wrapped it twice now. You can see that. and then carefully unwind it and kind of drag that front piece. So see how that has a nice bend, but it's kind of straight at the bottom. And then the next one, we're going to curl in which direction? Do you remember? Towards the face, that's right. And again, kind of bringing it forward rather than keeping it right in the general area that we pulled the hair from. I'm kind of pulling it forward, like kind of bringing it like forward, if that makes sense. Kind of towards, you're kind of pulling it towards the face. I think it just gives it some really nice volume. And I'm going to wrap it one more time. And then I'm going to pull it out a little bit so I can unwrap it. It's always harder going in that direction. And then I kind of drag it down so I got that nice long twisty piece. You want the piece to have a little bit of a bend to it, not stick straight. It looks more realistic and authentic that way. And now we're going to curl away from the face, again bringing it about 1 inch forward. It's not back here, it's forward, bringing it forward. And you'll see there's not a whole lot of volume right now. My hair isn't fresh. I actually washed it last night. Kind of went to bed with damp hair. But I like going to bed with damp hair because then it lets my natural curl come through. Now, if you have straight hair, no problem. All I would say is don't flat iron it first before doing this. It's okay if you have a little bit of frizz. You can see I have a little bit of frizz right here. Menopause hair, or close to menopause hair. And still, I won't flatten any areas because it just looks better when you have some natural wave. But if you have stick straight hair, you can still do this method. You might need that heat protectant spray though on each piece. Okay, and then this last piece here, we're going to curl towards the face. One thing too is if you have fine hair, this 3/4 of an inch curling iron is really going to hold that curl well. For someone who can't hold curls, you'll be surprised. And if you take each piece and give it a light mist of like a heat protectant spray, I really like the ones by Redken. I don't have one right here right now. There's one in my closet behind me, but I don't feel like jumping up and getting it. But it's a Redken heat protectant spray. Locks in the style, and it also protects your hair from the heat. And it does keep your curls curled. It really does. Okay, and now I'm going to unwrap this. Kind of pump it and pull it out. See that nice piece right there? Yeah. Okay, so I'm done with that side. I'm not going to do my front pieces till the very end. So now we are going to do this side here. Again, we're going to section it off. You always want to do the underneath area separate from the top area. Muy importante. I'm only going to do a little bit of this for you to see. And hopefully I can speed some of this up so you don't have to waste your time watching me. Okay, pulling it forward just a bit. Again, front piece, we curl away from the face. And again, if you want to try this and you don't have a 3/4 of an inch curling iron, try the 1 inch. The 1 inch works. It's just not going to give you as tight of a curl or a wave. I thought she was crazy when she said 3. I've never had a curling iron this tiny in my life. Even in, you know, the 80s, I had a 1 inch. But boy, it really makes a difference, and it holds for days. So like tomorrow, I'll just wake up and I'll have just really nice beachy hair. Okay, see that long piece right there? See that? Just kind of not too curled at the end. And then we're going to go towards the face. And notice how I'm not touching these curls. I'm just leaving them be. Don't touch them. Let them set. When they cool, they set and they last longer, okay? That goes with any type of curl. Even if you're doing a bigger, more volume wave, you want to not touch it. Let it cool. The coolness is where your hair will have the memory and it'll hold it longer. Okay, and then I'm going to unwrap it and pull it down. Yep. Even though I part my hair in the middle, I have a little bit less hair on this side, so this side always goes quicker for me. Everyone has one side of their hair that has a little bit more hair. I don't know if you knew that. We're not symmetrical, right? I'm gonna hold it. Ooh, I'm seeing some sparkly grays in there. Then I'm gonna unwind it and then kind of pump it as I drag it down. That's nice. Yeah, maybe I can get one more out of this. A tiny one. Remember, you can always spray each piece with a protectant mist before you do this. If I know I really want it to hold for a couple days, I will do that step, but I forgot to grab it, and that's fine. If you don't have it, then you can see how it looks without it. But most of these products you can get at Ulta or even your local salon. Okay, now this top part's always more important. You want those front pieces to be pretty. Don't worry about the bangs, we'll get to those. If you don't have bangs and you just have a little bit of front layers, again, no problem. So I'm pulling it forward, not back here, I'm pulling it forward, holding it there for a few seconds. And I'm gonna do another round so you can see round one, round two. And then this long piece here. Again, it's forward, it's not back here, it's forward. And then I'm going to unwrap it one time and kind of slowly drag it down. See, that's a nice long front piece, I like that. And the next one, which way do we curl? Which way, which way? Bingo, we curl towards the face. And hold it. I can't wait to see how all of your hair comes out. You could even play this video because most of it is real time. I don't like to edit very much. It's just laziness on my part, but I really don't like to take the time to edit, so often my videos are just straight. Mistakes and all. Blunders and all. I don't care. I know you guys don't. I'm just trying to educate. I'm not trying to be super flashy or polished. And then I'm going to release it and then kind of pump it as I pull it down. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. So yeah, you could even do this with me. And then this last piece, because I have a little less on this side, curl away from the face. Remember, we're going to pull it kind of an inch forward. It's not back here, it's forward. It's a little harmonized trick I learned from her, and I really appreciate it because I think it really changes the volume at the scalp where I need it because I have very fine hair. Well, I don't want to say very fine, but I have fine hair. I have fine hair, but I have a lot of it. So I'm thankful for that. And then I did one more so you can see 1, 2, I looped it twice, holding it there a minute more. And then kind of loosening it up as we do this. See how I give it like a little corkscrew turn, but then I'm going to pull it down So I get those nice long pieces at the end, okay? All right, now this is the point where I'm probably, if I can figure it out, probably gonna speed it up because nobody really needs to see me do my whole back of my head. That's boring city. But again, we're gonna take the top pieces, right? Clip it up. And then just do this back section here. And truth be told, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to the back, so I don't always hold it as long. But I still try to alternate the forward, the back. The difference is I don't always release it, at the, especially if it's at the nape. Okay, so this one I want to curl this way. Did I get it? Yeah. It's hard to see without a mirror in front of you. I'm just using my phone. I have a little mirror here, but it's tiny. The front pieces. Now this is another thing I learned from Harmony. So you're going to take your front pieces, you're going to pull them flat, okay? And then let me think. Okay, so then you got to be real careful not to burn yourself here. I might burn myself because okay, so you're kind of pulling almost at a little bit of a diagonal. Do you see that? We're not going to touch that. Leave it like a little wing. We're going very kind of 70s, 80s here, okay? Now with this piece, the reason I didn't care so much about that, a little bit of a calic right there, is because I'm going to bring it over this way, kind of hold it. Careful of this thing because it really wants to, see, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a, see, and it has even a, look at that, that just happened organically, a nice little double wave in there. And I'm going to leave it because it looks like very authentic, like I really went to the beach and got a beach wave. Another thing I can do if I don't like that, how that calic is laying, look at this. I just reverse it. Okay. You ready to do the styling? Okay. So we've got all of our curls in. Let me make sure I have all the pieces. Yep. Okay. You're going to take your fingers, no brushing. You're going to take your fingers and you're going to loosen them up. Loosen it up. One of the best styles I've ever had in my life is I was in Vegas in 2004, I think. I was in Vegas, 2004, and I went to this salon. I forget the guy's name, but he's a well-known hairdresser. And this girl did my hair in barrel curls. Now, not beach waves. It was more the Britney Spears barrel curls where they all went the same way. But it was, I've never had anyone do my hair like that. And she really taught me the whole thing about blow drying this side, this direction, blow drying this side, this direction, so that you don't have any cowlicks, and just how to get volume and how to curl your hair in barrel curls, and then how it stayed for days and days. And I never got her card. I've always wanted to reach out to her and tell her how much she helped me with hair that day. But even when I got back to work the next morning, everyone was like, oh my gosh, your hair looks amazing. Okay, so we have loosened all of our curls up. If you see anything that is too coily, like this piece right here is a little coily, I'll take it and separate it. It gives it more volume anyway. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just take a piece that's too coiled and I'll separate it. Gives it more volume. I'm still not touching the bangs too much. I'm kind of letting them just do their thing. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give myself some volume, and I'm going to use, this is my favorite. It is the Redken Power Grip Mattifying Hair Powder. Okay, it looks like this. I got it at Ulta. I don't get free hair products anymore. I used to. And you're gonna sprinkle it in your scalp. See that where I put it? Sprinkle it in your scalp, just like you're salting and peppering your food, seasoning your food. And you're gonna take your fingers, and the reason it's called Power Grip is you can really feel it get in. Look at all that volume. Look at that. Now don't worry, we're not gonna leave it like that. But it gives you great volume, and then you can even take a little bit on your fingers, kind of smooth out those bangs. And I'm telling you guys, you will have volume for days just because of this. Another thing is, if you put it in clean, dry hair, if you work out, this will absorb a ton of the sweat, so you're not having to use dry shampoo. Or you can just put this in after, but this absorbs even the next day any sweat. It's amazing. It absorbs oil too. Now, my favorite product to give myself texture is the Fave 4 Texture Takeover. Fave 4 Texture Takeover. I used to only buy this online because that's the only way you could get it. And about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, Sally's started selling this. It's $14.99 a can. I use this in my professional kit. I like it as much, if not more, than Oribe. Oribe is divine, but it's 40 bucks a can or more. This is $14.99, I think. Maybe it's $17.99. I don't know. It's way under 20 bucks. And it smells good. And when I use it on people, everyone's like, oh my gosh, that smells so good. And I just lift up pieces. I lift up that. I do the bangs. It's a dry texturizer, so it's not a hairspray. It's not going to lock you in place, so don't worry if you don't like it. I let it get pretty big and crazy like this, okay? Because I'm going to go back in and fix it. But it really puts great texture. It does give it a little bit of hold, because these dry texturizers really are just kind of a mixture of a light hairspray and dry shampoo. I'm sure that's not the technical explanation of them, but okay. And then I go in the back. You can even turn your head upside down and do the back. Okay, so now I've got crazy hair. Don't worry, it's gonna all settle, but you're gonna take it. You're gonna kind of finger it out. And don't worry if your wings are too crazy, because trust me, those are gonna fall a little bit more. But I am an 80s girl and I love the wings. I love them. Okay, so I have great volume in my hair. I'm loving it, but I know from experience, the volume's gonna fall a little bit. So what you can do is you can take either a teasing brush or just a good old rat tail comb. Look, I've burnt mine. And you can take a little area. I don't brush through it, but I do brush the back just so I can have a flat surface. And I take a light hairspray and I'll do about 3 pushes, and then I got some nice volume back there. Don't worry, that's not going to stay huge. And then I'll even go in here a little bit, knowing that this is going to fall eventually. I usually do that about 3 times. Woo, look at that volume. Yes, yes, child. And that's gonna stay. That's gonna stay real nice. And I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm still gonna have great volume in my hair because I'm gonna have a little back combing left, right? I'm gonna have a little back combing. I'm gonna have my hair powder. And then I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell you a secret of what I do every night. I take my top pieces. I take my whole crown and I put it in a scrunchie and I wear it to bed at night. Yes, I do, every night, okay? So now I'm gonna use, this is the Schwartzkopf Flexible Hold Elastic. It's light control. I don't like a heavy hairspray. So I'll use a little bit of this to lock some of it in place. All right, what do we think? Big hair. Don't be afraid if it gets too big. I promise it's gonna all fall within the hour. But enjoy it, work it. Let's get back to the 80s. I want some big hair. I want to go listen to some Poison right now. Okay, so let me know how this works for you. I will put products in my notes in the comments. But I will not have links as there's too many products, and I know you can all figure out. You're gonna get all Redken products, including the heat protecting spray, which I don't have at the moment, all from Ulta. Schwartzkopf, also from Ulta. Aveda, look for your nearest Aveda salon. I get that from at one in town. Kevin Murphy, you'll have to get it online unless you have you can put your zip code in and see if they have a salon in town that sells it. It's divine. Probably my favorite hair product I've ever used in my life. And then Fave for Texture Takeover gives you that beautiful piecey separated texture to your hair before you lock it in with a little hairspray. And the Fave 4 is at Sally's. They also make a great leave-in product for natural curls, and I will use that sometimes in the summer. And I love this line, and I'm so happy it's now at Sally's. People love the smell of it. Okay, you guys, so there you go. Messy beach waves, a la 80s. Let me know if you have any questions. Please like, comment, or forward this to just help grow my audience. I really love teaching people. And if you know anyone who needs clean beauty, or you yourself need clean beauty, I'm your girl. You know where to go. Okay, bye for now.